maybe new beginnings or endings started for you at that time period. And you also might want to look to see where Uranus was transiting your chart to see where that might be impacting you. And again, you want to see where Gemini is in your own individuated chart. If you want help or support with that, you guys can reach out and I can send you a PDF, free PDF of your birth chart. And I have a free book, 101 book to offer you if you guys want to study the symbols or learn more about the Western astrology. I'd love to offer that to you. But going back to this Uranus transit, it's going to be ingressing into Gemini. So we're starting to really get clear for the next 7-8 year cycle, and especially with Jupiter in Cancer starting, it's, because Jupiter goes through each sign for every 12 months. So Jupiter will be in Cancer till June of 2026, and then it'll be ingressing into Leo. So we have now the next 12-month cycle to really, again, be using our creative life force energy on matters of health and creation, how we live in our environments, our home base. So again, this might be just denoting new actual physical structure. This is Saturn and Aries. Again, dome homes, right? Hempcrete, houses that are more sustainable, that again, we're looking at what makes us feel safe, right? So we want substances that are not only good for the environment, good for the earth, which is very much Virgo, but it's also about what's going to keep us safe. So in matters of, say, fresh air purification system, looking at something like hempcrete that doesn't allow mold to grow, and that it's fireproof, and that it's waterproof, and that if the shape is done correctly. Again, we always also look to Saturn as the shape, the structure of things. With Aries, we need new structures. We need new buildings. We need new, like almost, I would say, Faraday cages, because of all the frequencies on this planet that have been bombarding the planet. And it's only going to be expanding when Uranus goes into Gemini, which has to deal with the airwaves, with communication, with technology. What I'm seeing very clearly is that we need new home-based structures that protect us from these electromagnetic frequencies outside of us, through our electronics, through our routers, or everything that's around us that's emitting a frequency. We're starting to see how it's really affecting the body. It's affecting our mental constructs. It's affecting how we think, how we behave, right? So we're getting very clear that the energy we don't see is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the energy that we do see. And how I relate to that is the breath. You can't see the breath, but you can feel it, and you know you need it to live. So what other energies exist out in this realm that is very powerful and potent that we just haven't been able to see or connect to, because it's in the realm of the metaphysical, which is the invisible beyond the physical? That's what's going to be expanded and really sort of given us, because with Uranus, it's unexpected change. It's flashes of insight. It's ways that we're starting to see how frequency really is a huge part of this game, part of this system, part of how we create, and what frequencies are around you, and then being able to moderate those frequencies so that you only align with those frequencies that for your highest and best timeline experience. And another thing I was told when I was in meditation, just, a lot of us in the spiritual realm or that work with these types of energies, we talk about connecting to our higher self. Well, I was seeing energy in layers. So, if we have the self, and then the higher self, and then the higher self, and then finally you get to the highest self. What I've been told through my meditative practices is to connect to the highest self. So you're not just connecting to the next octave version of you. You really want to connect to the version of you that's already done this, that's already played this game, that's already mastered it. And then in a way, it's almost working backwards, right? It's like, how did I create that business? Sorry guys, I got my eyelashes are, it's funny when I start channeling, I get distracted, things start getting wonky. Let me come back here. Taking a breath. So again, connecting to your highest version self, your highest timeline experience, commanding that in, calling it in, because with Mercury in the mind, it also rules language. Transiting through Leo, it's going to be commanding it kind of in a powerful way. I'm thinking of the Strength card in the Tarot, right? Having powerful language, commanding it in. I know sometimes in the past I used to ask for things timidly, like, can I please have this? Or, Spirit, can I, if you don't mind considering giving me this, right? Very timid. I have Chiron and Aries, so that was sort of the wounds that I'm healing, is learning to step into my own power, to know that I'm worthy of calling in the things that I want to receive. So it's learning to command the ship through language, because we know language is a program. So with this opposition energy between June 27th and 28th, it's going to be opposing Pluto. So there's going to be powerful speech. There's going to be powerful dynamics of people's constructs. People want to control, right? They want to be seen. They want the limelight. Again, I'm looking at what's going on in the world stage, the politics, about those in power that have maybe controlling situations happening. This is what we can see. It's going to be more emphasized, again, coming up on the 27th and 28th. Again, I'm sorry, guys. My eye keeps, I don't know what's going on with this. Let me go. Sorry about that. Thank you. So just pay attention to the dialogue, to the way you're thinking, because the moon also in Leo, it's about how we feel, because it's right next to each other. You might be feeling very passionate, wanting your creative projects, to be at the forefront, but there might be that opposing energy about what the group wants versus what you want. Somehow, if you can meet at the middle, again, we look at opposing forces as just two sides of the same coin, or so. We're still the one coin, right? But everybody's got opposing points of views as they're starting to expand their personal power, wanting to really step up in leadership, because Leo is also about leadership, right? So just know that, with Mars ingressing into Virgo, by grounding in the energy, by staying in that space of humility and service as much as possible, that's what's going to counterbalance this Leo energy, this really strong, vibrant. Again, I think of the Strength card in the Tarot, right? So it's almost like wrangling with your animal nature, which tends to be instinctive and just acts without thinking. If you can go outside and ground and connect to the earth, maybe begin these practices, because Virgo's all about practices. We've got the South Node, which is what we've already mastered in Virgo. So we're remembering that everything's a system. There's a system to everything. There's a system to creation. So it's aligning with those systems that bring you the most value, that give you the most nourishment. Because again, we're in this Cancer flow, which wants to feel safe, secure, nourished, protected, right? Going back to that heart of the child. So taking your action steps on your creations, again, in matters of safety, security, homeland matters. And again, setting personal boundaries.